that one dance, baby. That one dance.
Good day all. Welcome to our St. Peter's Mentorship program. St. Peter's is St. Peter's Church in Mombasa, found in Nyali. Today we have our Mentorship Monday, and this is Teacher Elizabeth. And today I am going to speak to you. To me, speaking, because I'm a teacher, is like teaching. I'm going to teach you about time management. I'm going to teach you about how to use our time wisely. I know this is not a new topic, but as teachers, we always like to talk about the same thing sometimes, repeatedly, because every time you talk, people keep absorbing different angles, and you can learn something new, you can relearn something that will reinforce things in your mind, and of course you can get a new way of looking at it and probably give you a positive look at it. That is why we keep talking about the same things. Now we are looking at time management. Time is a very expensive commodity. It's the most expensive thing, because if you use it well, it will give you very good results. You can have a lot of time, like now we have a lot of time in the world. When we hear they might open schools even next year, but you might find that at the end of this stay at home, you've achieved absolutely nothing. It has not even helped you in any way. So we are coming here to discuss this so that we remember that we have time and we need to use it wisely. Now, how you spend your time should match your goals. When it matches your goals, then you are able to achieve something in this time. You have personal goals. That is who you want to be. You want to be a father, a good mother. You want to be a good teacher. You want to be the best doctor, the best hairdresser, the best engineer. That is how your personal goals. Then you have educational goals. What grades would you like? How far would you like to go? Would you like to do a doctorate? Would you like to do a master's? All that requires preparation if you want to do it well. You also have what you call career goals, where you want to go, what jobs do you want to do. Those are the things that you need to understand, that your time must match your goals. If you want to be the best engineer and you have no idea, you never open a book, you're not preparing. If you are in school, you're not preparing. If you're in campus, you're not reading, and you want to have an upper, second or first class honors, and you're not preparing, then you won't get it. If you set your targets, then you work towards your targets, and you are the one who will know them. Why am I again doing this time? Especially in this time of COVID. There's a lot of time and people are at home, and there are a lot of rumors. People are discouraged, and that discouragement leads to distraction, and it leads to procrastination, and you keep saying tomorrow, and then you find they might just call us. Like for me, I'm hoping we go back people go back in October or November. They can call you to go back, and you really don't know what you're going to do or where you're going to start from. Those in campus are going back to do exams. You just reach there and you're not ready. So this is a reminder, a very important reminder. Like I have said, you have to do this because during this season, other people are preparing. People you'll be competing with the same positions, and when you go there, they will have prepared. You'll be amazed at the end of this COVID what people have been doing. And if we don't remind ourselves and our youth that please don't waste this time. There is no day COVID is going to be on your CV that you're going to go there and say, because of COVID, I was not able to do this. Because of COVID, I got a poor grade. That will be your story. Other people will have tightened their belts and they'll be very far. Please prepare. Don't give up. Keep the focus. Most of all, it's a requirement from God that we keep on leading our lives, because it's a show that God is on the throne and life continues. So I'm going to have a brief introduction on why this is important, and I have already done that. I'm going to talk about how to prepare, how to focus, and then look at the type of environment required for proper planning, and then finally we look at a timetable, and then we close our discussion. So we have said that your time should match your goals. And probably you're wondering which goals, just to help you remember what we said when we began with this process of mentoring last year. We began with awareness. Know yourself. What do you want? There are 5 W's. What do you want? Who do you say you are? That will guide you. When do you want it? Where do you intend to do your studies? Where would you like to work, so that you're working towards something? And why? Why are you doing these things? You need to do them because it's your passion, not because your daddy said or because it is a must. Develop a passion in something. Now, when you get those things straight, and it is not easy, I can tell you, especially when you're young. Some people even don't get the hang of it until even when they're out working is when they get themselves. But keep trying. And where you cannot, reach out for help. We are here. Personally, I'm a teacher, and I help a lot of people towards focusing their studies, especially those in school. And if you need somebody to talk to, and parent, child, if there's a challenge there, we are also able to help. Now, once you get your goals focused, the next thing you need to do as you plan to study and to sit down, the next thing you need to do, once you get your priority of which goals are important, then you need to get into your study. And what is important is your room. How is your room organized so that you can study? Is it conducive to study? Is the home conducive to study? We are now at home. Parents should help us here, so that those in the homes encourage these young people to put their study and environment to be good for studies. Less noise. Wake up when it is quiet. You have less noise. Sometimes parents are watching TV and we call kids and say, okay, come and see this person. We are ourselves are distraction. Making noise. Probably you have many relatives invited. Please stop those things. Help these people to focus themselves in the remaining time, so that even make it a project so that you move together. Once the room is set and you know what your targets are, or at least you have an idea, then you get to organize your timetable. So you have to have a timetable of how to focus yourself towards what you're doing. If you are in campus or in school, every subject should at least be looked at for 2 hours per week. 2 hours per week for every subject or every unit that you are doing. For the parents who are busy studying, the young fathers with children, you have to work and still you have to achieve all these goals. Your educational goals or your career goals require you to study. Please put in at least 2 hours per unit. So I want to begin with those people in high school. You have got 7 subjects or 8 subjects, and you write those subjects down, list them somewhere, from the one that is intense to the one that you enjoy most. Either I arrange it like that, but if you want, you can arrange it. Other people work the other way. They come from what they find interesting to what they find hard. So you write them down, timetable them such that each of them is twice per week. If you are a morning person, what do? You wake up early in the morning and you have timetabled. The intense subjects are put in the morning where there is need for concentration. So you can start with geography, or history could be intense but it's not hard. You begin with history because you want to have and enjoy your week. Some people like to start with things they enjoy. In the evening you put English, and you know how English is studied. You know the study skills, because you have 4 areas: comprehension, you have language, you have literature, you have poetry. So you choose one of those every evening and you do it. And remember that English is not read, it's done, it's a skill. So you read and you answer the questions. The next day, Tuesday, put biology there. You know the study skills for biology. Biology requires you draw diagrams, give adaptation. Where is it found? There are very many approaches to it, and given time, if we have another time, we can look at some of the subjects, how they can be approached. Now, when it comes to Tuesday afternoon, you can now put theory. It's a subject that needs reading, but you enjoy it. Put it there, it's easy for you. You can easily do that and answer questions. The next day is Wednesday. Now you can put there geography. For each of them, each hour, you are reading and make sure you're answering questions. At least give yourself some extra, maybe 5 minutes, so that you take 15 to 20 minutes just to do that. 45 of study, another 20 to do the exercises, quick exercises. So we come on Wednesday evening, then you can put there Kiswahili. Kiswahili is approached the same way as English. Then come Thursday, put there physics if you're doing 3 sciences. If you're not doing 3 sciences, then you can look at it and put the other subjects there that you're doing. People are doing home science or whatever extra you're doing, you can put it there if it is an intense subject. If not, you can repeat any of those intense subjects so that each of them is twice. Now, on Thursday evening, you can even put biology in the evening. You do a topic that you find easy, because even within the subjects, the easier topics can be done, or things you understand faster can be put in the evening. Or you can plan it such that one of the evenings is used for you to go through the exercises for the topics that you have covered. So you do it like that. Each unit is done, or each subject, you have to go through it 2 hours per week. That will give you 16 hours if they are 8, 14 hours if they are 7. Now, subjects like maths, what do you do with them? You can include maths in the morning or be putting it in the evenings. But you can add yourself half an hour in the afternoon after you've eaten and you have some energy. And people generally tend to slow down a bit after lunch. And you can go and do some calculations. You can do maths for 3 days or 4 days in the week, alternate days, so that you cover your 2 hours. You can also alternate it such that if you put maths on the timetable, then here in the calculation you can do chemistry calculations and physics calculations, because those subjects need you to calculate. And when you can also calculate maths on a full stomach, it normally can, even if you like maths, it makes you get activated and you stay awake. Now that is the person who's a morning person. A person who is an evening person changes this timetable so that the lighter subjects are put in the morning, and the ones they need more concentration in the evening, then it's done in the evening. This also applies to the people who are studying. If you're doing 5 units or whatever, you know, the harder ones, the adults, and the easier ones, you can do them like that, plan them like that, so that you're able to cover them well. What about those people who are in Form 1 and 2? People who are in Form 1 and 2, what can we do? Form 1 and 2, you find that sometimes you have 11 subjects. So you can plan your morning just the same way we've done for Form 3 and 4, but you can have in the morning you do 2 subjects, and then evening you do 1 hour. In the morning you can give yourself half an hour of each, because your syllabus is not so wide, so you can make them short, and then use some of the days to answer the questions, because maybe you have not learned much, especially Form 2s. People who are doing in campus, you apply the units the same way. You have 6 units, you have 5 units, arrange your units, you know within the units which topics were tough, which topic, write down your things always in a list, and every time you read, you tick them. Even when you make your timetable, whatever you have timetable, you tick it, get it off, so that you know where it is. Write your units from what you found hard to what you find easy. Tackle the easy things first and tick them. Also tackle the tough ones. Those ones are tackled in the morning. And then you get in touch with your lecturers, whatever you don't understand, and let them help you. Don't just say this thing, you have understood most of it, but 1 or 2 topics are hard. Then you switch off and say this thing is difficult and you don't want to study it. That is not right. There's always something you can do. Start with what you can do and then tackle what you don't know in this time. So that is how we go about it. People who are interested in things like artisan courses, electrical, things like people are into doing hair, use this time, at least those 2 hours per day. I know many of you are on the nets. Use those 2 hours per day to look at how you can improve your skill. Every day, make sure there's something new you have learned, no matter how small. There are those of you who are in between, from Form 4 going to campus, or you are at home and you are not really doing anything. Develop a skill. Even those who are in school, some of you have hand skills. I am seeing some children have learned how to make this beadwork. People are doing things learning things with their hands. People can take your your siblings and learn how to do the hair better. Those who want to do the makeup, there are many things you can do. Those who want to sew, learn those skills and perfect them during this time. Don't waste your time. Make sure every day you are working towards your goals. Remember, 2 hours per week for each subject. So basically, I have told you why we are looking at this. We are saying don't be left behind. Now, when you are working towards a goal, it's like this. They are like those runners. When they're working towards, athletes are working towards whatever it is they want to achieve, they don't stop because there are no races. In between the races, they practice. And I want us to practice, remind ourselves to practice, so that we are also fit academically, so that our goals, we are fit towards our goal, and we are able to also compete with the others who are ready. Please let us not be left behind. I know that during this lockdown it's difficult because there are no exams, there are no teachers, the environment is different. But you should focus on some points. One, use this time to boost your study skills. Use it to specific subjects. Apply what is required in the specific subject. What did the teacher say in bio? What did the teacher say in physics? How are we supposed to study? Hone your skills at this time. Use it to catch up. Those in Form 3 and Form 4, the syllabus or the exam is such that it comes from Form 1 up to Form 4. Catch up on the areas you left. Perhaps when you are in Form 3, you are sick, you missed some days. Catch up. Ask your friends to give you the notes. Get notes from your friends. Catch up. Yeah? Hone your study skills for the different subjects. This will help you to reduce anxiety when you get towards the exams. You will have gotten your skills ready. You're going to need these things along the way. Another thing I'd like to tell you, please watch out for procrastination and distractions. Parents, help your children in their homes. Make it a project so that they are accountable. Help them so that today they are doing this. You can even copy their timetable and remind them, have you done this? Have you done this? Now, I know it is not going to be easy, and for some of you, it's not going to be perfect. But what you do, please make sure you try it. Even if you fail today, tomorrow continue doing it. The maths, the chemistry, remember it, remember them so that you don't get lost. And then for you to do this successfully, of course, you need to be physically fit, do some exercise, mentally fit. You have parents, people are going through challenges. It's not easy, I know. You can reach out and we can also talk. For those people who are having challenges, parents and children in the home, myself, I'm a teacher, I'm available. Call me, we can talk through Zoom, we can work as a team and see, so that we don't leave our children behind. It is not fair that some of us are teachers and we are not assisting our own children. We like to see our children in Sunday school, our youth, doing well at whatever level. We have the skills, we are ready to impart them. Don't forget to sleep. You need to sleep so that you rest. Rest your brain at least 6 hours, at most 8 hours. After that, get up and do these things. Take time to rest. Of course, Saturday and Sunday, you can plan other things with your family members or whatever it is, but don't forget to focus. I'd like to almost come to an end and say one or two other things. That one, it is not rocket science. That when you put in time, it will give whatever you spend your time on is what is going to be seen. Put in time. Somebody says, plan your time and be careful, because your thoughts will become the time you spend, whatever thoughts you put your time on, they will become your words, they will become your actions. And be careful what time you put in with your actions, because these ones create your habits. Your habits and routines. Your habits and routines, whatever time you put in the habits and your routines, is going to make or build what you call a character, and the character will help you then meet your goals. So please, it is not rocket science, it's things that are done and can be done. Number 2, trust in the Lord always. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 6 says, in all thy ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your paths. I like to say one thing, that in the Bible, in the book of Jeremiah 29 verse 4 to 11, there is the story of what was happening to Israelites when they're in exile and they were confused. They didn't know what to do. Their kings had been in exile with them. Their magicians, their prophets, everybody, whoever they thought was working, everybody was a slave and they didn't know what to do. As a result, there were very many prophetess and prophets who were coming up saying this and that. But Jeremiah was given a message, and he sent a letter to them, and it is there. And in that story, we see that God tells them to get on with their life, plant their fields, harvest, eat what is there. He even tells them to multiply in that time, that you give out your daughters in marriage, get wives for your sons, get children, grow in number. God tells them to continue even in those hard times when things are dark. He says, I know the plans I have for you. And this is what we are going through. We don't know where to look. We don't know who is saying what. COVID will end tomorrow. China has done this. America wants to do this. And what are we doing? We are confused. God expects us to continue. He has good plans for us. That is what I would like to leave you with. And finally, as I have said, acknowledge the Lord in all their ways, and He will direct the paths. All the best as you use your time wisely. Teacher Elizabeth, bye.